If your funds are starting to get a little low as we approach the end of the year, then don't despair. The under £20 sale is here to help you have some bargain-priced fun. And this video is brought to you by Divine Knockout.
If you've spent a chunk of 2022 wandering around Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, then maybe you'd like to finish the year with some good old-fashioned dragon-free Borderlands fun by picking up the third game. This series always did take a more is more approach to things, and the third game is no exception, with 4 new Vault Hunters, 2 new bad guys, and an entire new planet to explore. On top of the bazillion guns this awesome FPS already had in its armory, Borderlands 3 now comes with 60 FPS frame rates and 4-player split screen for those locking and loading on the Xbox Series X and S. And with the Next Level Edition, which is now 75% off, you also get a bunch of bonus cosmetics to help you loot and shoot in style.
With Persona 5 Royal now available on Xbox Game Pass and Personas 3 and 4 on their way, it's safe to say we've all pretty much fallen head over heels with this legendary JRPG franchise. But do you ever think that it could use just a bit more punching? Well then, you're in luck, because Persona 4 Arena is a straight-up arcade fighter featuring characters from the 4th game. With the team behind BlazBlue at the helm, you know you're in for some slick anime battling action, while you'll still be getting all the heartbreaking storytelling chops of a Persona game. Supernatural teen drama and exuberant face kicking. At 70% off, how could you possibly say no?
Test the bonds of your friendship by taking on the undead horde together in the co-op zombie shooter Back 4 Blood. Fight your way across a whole range of zombie-filled environments, and then if you're still hungry for more, tuck into DLC expansions like Children of the Worm. And yes, it is every bit as creepy as it sounds. Plus, there's also the annual festive update, which lets you slay zombies to the sound of festive tunes while decked out in all sorts of appropriately tacky gear. And if that's not what the festive period is about, then I don't know what is. Back 4 Blood is available now on Xbox and PC Game Pass, and this week you can also snag a massive 67% discount on it.
Immortality was one of this year's most acclaimed games, as well as being a day one Xbox Game Pass edition. And if you're looking for some more thrilling FMV fun, then you should definitely check out Sam Barlow's previous game, Telling Lies. When an FBI agent goes undercover within an environmental group suspected of eco-terrorism, what he uncovers is even more shocking than he could have ever expected. And you would have expected it to be somewhat shocking in the first place, wouldn't you? But to get to the bottom of what really happened, you'll need to sift through the files on an anonymous laptop and figure out how they all fit together. If you think you're up for the challenge, Telling Lies is available on Xbox and PC Game Pass, but it's also 70% off in this week's sale.
Are you ready to party like it's 1990? Then pick up Sega Genesis classics in this week's sale and let that nostalgia flow. While we've all been enjoying the dazzling super speed of Sonic Frontiers, it's also nice to go back to where it all began with the speedy little hedgehog's earliest adventures. And those aren't the only legendary titles in the mix, with the likes of Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Wonder Boy, and Virtua Fighter also making an appearance, as well as both Toe Jam and his good friend Earl. Basically, the whole thing is a 90s kid's dream, and it can be yours for 75% less than usual this week.
Speaking of gaming icons with a long and storied past, Bomberman is back and blowing stuff up once more in Super Bomberman R. With their simple mechanics, accessible controls, and concrete guarantee of hectic fun, the Bomberman games are perfect for piling onto the couch with over the holidays. Supporting up to 8 players in local multiplayer and featuring a host of different game modes, it'll have you hurling explosives at your loved ones all through the festive period. And if you hone those bomb-tossing abilities here, you'll be an expert when Super Bomberman R2 rolls into town next year. So, grab it now for 80% off.
And for more local multiplayer shenanigans, have a look at Moving Out. This wacky moving Sims employees, ragdoll physics, and a sense of reckless abandon turn moving furniture into a hilarious good time. There's no delicate maneuvers or careful avoidance of door frames here. Toss objects across rooms and out windows as you try to clear each room as quickly as possible. It's all incredibly chaotic, and that's when you're just dealing with a regular house. Once the game breaks out the haunted mansions and frenzied farmhouses, things really start to get interesting. But at least you Xbox Series X and S gamers will have a nice FPS boosted frame rate to help you out. Moving Out 2 will be moving in sometime next year, but in the meantime, you can work on your to-me's and your to-you's with a 75% discount on the first game.
If you're a fan of classic cartoon platformers, then it's always a good time to hang out with the laid-back, limbless legend that is Rayman. In this particular adventure, you'll get to race through all kinds of eye-popping environments, battle gigantic bosses, bounce around to some killer tunes, and generally do all the things that Rayman has been doing so well since the 90s. Of course, it's even more fun if you bring a friend along, and couch co-op always makes for some great slapstick antics. And you won't need to worry so long as your buddy's playing as Rayman, though. He's armless. Get your hands on Rayman Legends this week and you'll get a 75% discount into the bargain too.
If you've finished watching The Walking Dead and now you're looking to experience a zombie apocalypse that's not quite so grim, take the next left and head on to the Death Road to Canada. In this randomly generated dystopian road trip, you get to craft your own set of characters to see how they fare at the end of the world. But you're not limited to pragmatic survival strategies here. Teach a dog to drive a car and have him ferry you around, or pump some iron until you can put those moving out skills to use and hurl sofas at anything that moves. Between the randomized nature of the game and its chaotic sense of humour, you just never know what's going to happen next along the Death Road to Canada. So pick it up in this week's sale for 80% off and see where that takes you.
Last up, we've got Flynn, Son of Crimson, the simple tale of a boy and his dog, and the sinister dimension that has begun infesting their homeland, and the mystical energy they'll need to harness to repel their invaders. It's actually not that simple a tale at all, but it is a really entertaining one, which you'll get to play through in the form of a fairly gorgeous handcrafted action platformer. Harness the elements and master new weapons to deal with whatever new evil comes your way, and also hang out with your awesome magic dog. Pick up Flynn, Son of Crimson this week and you'll make a cool 40% saving in the process.
These super savings should help you get the most of whatever's left in your budget before we barrel into 2023 and all the amazing games it has lined up. This video was brought to you by Divine Knockout, the fast-paced God-on-God third-person platform fighter that gives you answers to such questions as, who would win if King Arthur fought Thor? With a wide pantheon of fighters to pick from, all of whom wield mighty attacks available at the press of a button, Divine Knockout is a brawler that's easy to pick up but is challenging to master. Customize your God of Myth with the in-depth traits and blessing system and challenge all your friends with crossplay and cross-progression available, as well as a variety of game modes like 2v2 or King of the Hill. Experience the deities of Smite in a way you've never seen before with Divine Knockout. To hear about them, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell, and feel free to hit the comments to tell us what's on the top of your shopping list. Bye!